give you all a few minutes to come on, Just sitting here doing a little writing. How y'all doing today? Who y'all doing today? How are y'all doing? Just give y'all some what's new with me in life and faith. What's new with me? So welcome in. I know it's been a while since I've done a live, so I just want to catch up with you guys and share what's been happening in my life and spiritually lately. Let's see who's going to tune in with me today. And I'm drinking my little coffee. Welcome in. Again, I just wanted to share some updates with you all, let you know what's been going on lately. Personally and professionally, really, actually. Personally and professionally. Trying to give people a few minutes to come in. But if not, let's see here. If not, y'all just have to catch it later. Y'all will have to just catch it later. There we go. I'm brighter now. Yes, there we go. Yeah, got my hair all twisted up. I've been in writing mode past couple of days. Deep in writing mode. I have a new book coming out in November, just in time for the second annual Our Words Matter Black Author Book Expo and Fall Fest. I'll be sharing more information as we come along. I'm not going to give y'all too much information right now. But it's a collection of poetry for the past couple of years or so. Just picks up from my last book, Burst of Emotions. And let me get a copy of that right quick. Here's Burst of Emotions. So this is the last one. Hey, whoever's on, thank you so much for coming on. I was just sharing that I'm just giving some updates. I know I haven't been going live in a while. And so I just want to hop on and just give you all some updates and what's new with me and things like that. But this is my latest, I won't say latest, this is my last collection of poetry, Burst of Emotions. But I'm actually having a new one coming out in November, just in time for the Our Words Matter Black Author Book Expo, our second annual one. That's coming up November the 8th here in Aiken, South Carolina. So if you're anywhere in the CSRA, or if you want to travel, a couple hours away or whatever. I even had one of my authors coming all the way from Texas, all the way to South Carolina. So yeah, y'all want to be in the room. But more information is available on my website if you'd like to come. And it's hairbedsthoughts.com. Pretty easy, right? But this is my last book, Burst of Emotions. And I took, like I said, about 2 to 3 years, collecting poetry, just writing and, saving it up as, the things that I was experiencing, while going through divorce and learning how to navigate as being, a single mom, officially a single mom, and, a divorcee. Well, divorce was coming up, so, but that's what I was going through at that time, so I learned about life and dating, navigating all the things. So that's what I wrote about in poetry format. And I gave this book 3 chapters, as you can see, three chapters. And the first chapter is the flicker. The second chapter was the flame, and the third one was the explosion. It's Burst of Emotions or Explosion. So it kind of ties in there together. All right. So y'all want to get this book before the new one comes out in November too, so y'all can catch up. You can get paperback on my website or Amazon too. But on my website, you can get a signed copy. And also, if you want to get it on, it's on Kindle as well. Burst of Emotions by Deborah Jefferson. But my first poem that I put in this book is called Amazing Hue. It says, how can you miss something that you never really had? You thought you had it, which is sad. But now you're longing for this. Have you ever had anyone to dream of your kiss and your desire, and desire your touch? Will you find someone to love you unconditionally and completely? Will they like you when you're not feeling yourself or pretty? Someone to hold you on a bad day, even when your day was good. He takes your breath away, passionate in every way he could. One day you will find him. He will be waiting for you, and he will be marked with the most amazing hue. Isn't that beautiful? Not just because it's mine. Not just because it's mine. Yeah, I gotta be sweet granny. Gotta be sweet granny right now. So yeah, this is not a room for grandbabies right now. But yeah, that was amazing hue. I'm not gonna give y'all all of it, but this book was about, some of the people that I encountered dating, some of the dreams that I had, the imaginations, the fairy tales that were buzzing through my head as I was navigating a single life, as I was navigating looking for my forever person, just yeah, I'll be honest, I was in fairy tale land a lot, I'll be honest, I got divorced in my 40s, I got married at 20, so, I really had a lot to learn. Still learning, but I've learned a lot now, though. Let's see, here's another one that I will read you all. I'm not going to give you too much, but I will give you another one. I will give you all another one. Let's see here. Let me pick out a good one for you. Let me pick out a good one for y'all. Let's see here. I'm going to pick out a good one for y'all. And I'm going to, just give me a second. I'm going to share this out. Give me just a second. And I'm going to share it out. I definitely am. I'm going to share this out. Let's go to my channel on my computer. And yes, YouTube, I'm sharing it out. I'm sharing it out. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Alright, here we go. I'm going to share it on my Facebook page. Come on in, y'all. Okay, I'm just going to share it in. I'm just going to share it out. Just going to share it out. Just give me a minute. Alright. Alright, there we go. So I just shared it out. So a few people want to come on in. Give them a minute. You gotta have your coffee, right? You gotta have your coffee. You gotta have your coffee. But yeah, I'm gonna pick out another one. Let's see. And then I have an order too. I have an order for 20 copies of this book paperback that are being ordered now. As of now, they've been ordered as of now. So they will be going out as Christmas gifts. So to a wonderful lady that I met at the farmer's market. And that's another good way for authors that catch this video as well. That's another good way to get out and get your books out locally. Make sure my volume is all the way up. There you go. But to make sure you get your books out there to the people. Get out there. You got to get out there. You got to get your, boots on the ground. You got to get your feet out there and get your feet wet. Get out there and get meeting people, getting to talking to people. and let them, see you're a real person. Show them how relatable you are. If even here, I can show y'all this picture right here. I was still had my hair straightened in, relaxed or whatever. But yeah, and so I've changed over the years, and hair is a big thing. When you make a decision with your hair, like when I lock my hair, like I tell my mom all the time, Mama, I can't comb these things out. I know I've heard of some people combing their locks out, but I got some of that thick hair. Okay, I got some of that thick stuff. You can't just comb it out. Like, nah, You ain't no just combing that stuff out, honey. No, sir, no, ma'am. So, yeah, I'm like, but, but that just shows back to what I was saying, though. That just shows, like I said, the changes that, I went through. The changes over the years, of me finding myself, coming into me, Like with my locks, I feel more freer. And then when I started changing my colors and stuff on them, it's just fun and free. And I enjoy it. I truly do enjoy it. But yeah, like I said, during this book though, and I may even do some updates to this because I'm going to be updating one of my other books, Rose Wrapped in Thorns. I've been talking about that. I actually been working on that on the computer now. I will, my computer desk is got a little stuff on it, but I'll let y'all see that, because I like to let y'all know I'm telling the truth, the honest truth. I'm actually working on it right now. Yeah, a little clip, but yeah, that's all y'all gonna see. But I'm actually working on the revision of that now because I already put out the second, the newest poetry collection. I put that out already. And it's amazing. It's wonderful. It's awesome. I'll be sharing more information as we come along, but it'll be released actually in November, just in time for the Author Expo. But I'm going to share something else for you all. Another poem out of here. Let's see, something on my glasses. Let's see. Okay, this is a good one. This reflects how I was feeling after the divorce with my whole family and everything. And it's called The Open Road. Being alone is harder than I thought. At least that is how it seems. But I do enjoy when I drive off. The open road is all that I see. Driving along the country roads, barely having time to stop and think. Y'all hear a grandbaby. Okay, hold on just a second. Let Granny do something right now, okay? And then you come back later, all right? Thank you. So go back in there for me. Thank you so much. And I'm going to start all over, you guys, for y'all that pop in later. It's called The Open Road again. Being alone is harder than I thought. At least that's how it seems. But I do enjoy when I drive off. The open road is all that I see. Driving along the country roads, barely having time to stop and think. All my troubles just seem to unload every single time that I blink. Taking this time to reflect on life, so much has happened. There has been so much strife and so much sadness. Sometimes I see the great divide when I think of my family. But when I take that long drive, the open road is all that I see. And that one actually was how I felt, because like I said, I was married for over 20 years, 23 years to be exact, before the divorce became final. That was all I knew. My husband, my children, my family, that was all that I knew. So it was a lot of transitioning happening during that time. Because everything got flipped all upside down. Like, yeah, I do truly believe that the divorce needed to happen. I do believe that. But still, it still was a transition. It still was a severing. It still was an ending, a breaking that happened. So it still took me through a lot of changes. And that's normal. That's normal for going through divorce. Regardless of the reasons that you go through, it's normal. So, but I wrote everything out in my feelings in this poetry collection. And I'll share you all maybe one more. I can't give you all of it. I can't give you all of it. So let's see. Okay. Let's see. I'll read you guys one because, like I told you, I had began dating and everything over those course of those couple of years, 2 or 3 years. I had began dating, so I wrote about those experiences and I met someone and things like that. Here's one nice fairy tale one, and y'all just hold on just one more second. I do appreciate you guys for that interruption, pausing for that interruption and staying with me for those who come in here if I don't get a chance to edit this out. But I will read this one. It's called, let me see if I want to read this one or not. Let's see. Do I want to read this one? Which one do I want to read? I'll read this one, okay? Like I said, this is about me dating and things like that. So, and this is about a young man that I met. We actually worked together for a while, and we were seeing each other for a while. It's called Estranged. Maybe I've never had this, or maybe that's not it, but being just your friend is not what I wanted. I appreciate the thought, although sometimes I don't. Those feelings that you fought, my mind still won't. How can we be pals like nothing ever happened? This might take a while. Now I must re-examine. I can't be what you want. I don't even know what that is. To be your confidant or just one of your peers. Do you even know what you want someone to reach out to just so you can be nonchalant, like you don't even have a clue? Either way, I must refocus. Put myself first for a change. Since there can be no us, I'll have to become estranged. And yeah, I had to end that situation. I want to say we were seeing each other for, I know, over a year, because it carried into the pandemic. Yeah, it carried into the pandemic. We were seeing each other for over a year, but it was strange that there was a connection there, but I don't want to say it wasn't a relationship. There was a connection there. There was a relationship, but it was not. It was a relationship, but it wasn't a relationship. If I can be transparent with you all, it was very confusing, but neither one of us would leave each other alone. Yeah, it was very confusing, and then, but I do feel like we definitely had something. We did have something emotional. We did have a connection there. I do strongly still believe that. And then, because I had ended the thing. I had ended the thing with him. I call it a thing because, like I said, it's hard to really name it. But I ended it with him because, my heart couldn't take it. I couldn't, it was very confusing. And so I ended it with him. And then I blocked him on Facebook, everything. I didn't want to talk to him. He didn't live in my city, about a good 45 minutes away, 35, 45 minutes away. But, so it wasn't like I had to run into him, whatever. But I blocked him on my number, and then I blocked him on Facebook. No, I blocked him on my number, my phone number. But I forgot to block him on Messenger, and I wasn't used to all that stuff. I've been married most of my life, so when I got married, dating, Facebook wasn't out. But so I blocked him, and because like I said, he would stay in touch with me, call me in the middle of the night, text me in the middle of the night with stuff happening to him, things like that. Like who does that to just a friend? No, not male and female friend, not none that I know, or I don't know, maybe I didn't know. But so I had to leave it alone, and I blocked him, but I forgot to block him on Messenger, Facebook Messenger. And he contacted me on there. He's like, are you okay? What's wrong? I'm trying to call you, trying to text you, whatever. And, do you have me blocked? And of course I denied him. I'm like, no, I don't have you blocked. And hey, whoever's watching, say hey in the comments. But I was like, no, I don't have you blocked. And he was like, so he was like, he wanted to see me. I think I said something along the lines of, that that I couldn't do that anymore with him. I couldn't see him anymore. It was too confusing. I don't know what you want from me, things like that nature. And so he said he wanted to see me. He wanted to take me out to let's meet. We met at Ruby Two. Yeah, not Ruby Two because Ruby Two had closed, I think. We met at Applebee's. So he came. He's like, "Oh, you can come to your city." So he came over here to my city, and cause I always drove over there because I didn't want to be I got a small town. I didn't want to be all out here like back then. I was new to dating in a small town. But anyway, so he came over to my city, and we met at the restaurant, and we went in whatever and sat down, got drinks, talking and stuff. But we were just talking about friendship and what friendship was to him and things of that nature. And he just, I don't know, our ideas of friendship were two different things. Because to me, male and females, especially when you've been intimate with one another, if you're not in a relationship or dating, unless you call them for some other reason, why are you texting people in the middle of the night, letting them know stuff happening to you or what done went on with you, or this deep conversation that you should be sharing with your significant other? That part I just didn't understand. I didn't get that part. So I was like, I can't do this with you. It's confusing. You don't do that relationship with friends. And then he went on to tell me about a young lady that he had dated years ago, and they, they had broken up, and he still wanted to be friends with her in the same situation. He still wanted to, talk to her all the time, communicate and all that stuff, even though she had moved on. I think she had gotten married, and he still wanted to just call her whenever, text her whenever. And she had to stop him, like, look, I'm married now, we can't talk like this. He didn't grasp that, per our conversation, he didn't understand that concept. So that's what I really truly feel like. He really just didn't understand. So I don't feel like he was just out there trying to be a player or trying to, do anything like that. I feel like it's just in his mind, you're close, regardless. And so, but like I said, for most people, or at least for me, and I guess that young woman too, it doesn't work that way. But so we had that. He wanted to make amends of our friendship. So we met there and we talked and everything, and then we left, and I drove. He actually followed me home in my car because I was a little tipsy, But excuse me, I was right around the corner from the restaurant. So, and then I made it home, and then he went on home, and we texted. He let me know he made it home, and then we texted some more a little bit. That was on Sunday evening, I think. Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, that was Saturday, I think. So Sunday, I think he texted me about watching the football game or something. Yeah, he was gonna watch the football game, but I didn't hear from him anymore after that. And then I didn't hear from him anymore. So like that Monday, and that was not usual for him. That was very unusual. So that Monday, hold on just a second, baby. Grandma duties. But yes, anyway, so but like I said, yeah. So I didn't hear from him, that couple days went by, 3 days. That was not normal for him. I texted him, hey, you all right? You good? Because now I'm like, okay, this ain't normal. Like, did he really understand the conversation, or did he just, what's going on? But I had this feeling inside of me that something was going on, that something wasn't right. So then the detective in me went to looking and searching, and I got on Google, basically. That's where you search everything, put it pretty much right. So I got on Google, and I was going to write this in a book, but I probably won't, but I'm going to continue telling the story. But anyway, so I got on Google, on the internet, and just started searching, typing in his name, in the news and stuff like that, to see if something was going to pop up. And lo and behold, my eyes, like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. His obituary was online. His obituary was online. I just literally, like, stopped mid, like I'm doing right now. Like, what am I seeing? Like, is this real? Like, I can't believe this. Like, no, what? And I read through it, and it was him. He I'm not gonna say his name, just for privacy, but he was gone, and he was younger than me. I mean, he was younger than me. I was, let me see, I'm 49 now. I think I was 40. Yeah, it was before my grandson. No, I was after my grandson was born, so I was about 44, maybe. Yeah, about 44. And he was 29. I'll be honest, he was younger, but he had he had an old soul. We were co-workers, but he was gone. He wasn't sick. To my knowledge, he was not sick or anything like that. Like, no health problem, no diabetes, no kidney, nothing to my knowledge. If he was, he hid it very well. I will say that he did. He hid it very well, but he was gone. Just vanished. And then, someone who was a dear friend of mine, I thought was a dear friend of mine at the time, I called her and told her what happened. And I admit, I appreciate it. She did take me over there, because it said that they were actually having the funeral and the viewing of the body that day. So she actually, rushed over to my house and drove me over to Augusta, to Georgia, and took me over there to go view the body. And mind you, I hadn't met his family or anything. Like I said, we weren't in that, in that type of relationship where we were sharing each other with our families or anything. We weren't there yet. So I hadn't met any of his family. So she took me over there to the funeral home, and where they were having the service at, and I went in there, and I went up to the casket, and this is not much really something that I've done with family members. Like, I actually went up to his casket, and it was an open casket, and because I know they had decorated his Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys. That was his favorite football team, but they had it decorated. He was dressed in a nice suit and everything, but I actually reached down and kissed him on his jaw, and I wasn't afraid. I was hurt to my core. I was hurt to my core, because I really loved him. I had some deep feelings for him, and here he was, vanished, gone, without a clue. And the Lord, for whatever reason, the Lord took him home. And yeah, I was devastated. About that. And that was one of the experiences when I was dating. Let me see, I believe I wrote a poem about it. That's what I'm trying to look for. Because The Estranged was about our dating, but I know I wrote a poem about. I know I did. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna find it. But typically when I write, I just write it and I just get it all out of my head, and I leave it in the book. That's what I typically do. And but yeah, I wrote the poem about him, about my feelings. And I know it's in here. And I'm gonna read y'all that one, and then that's gonna be the end of it. Let's see what's in here. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's called Why. No, it wasn't Why. That was about something else. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me see. I'm okay. Hold on just a second. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, I did it. Let me see, guys. I might not have put it in the book, because I know I wrote Estranged about him. So I might not have put it in the book. Yeah, I might not have put it in the book. Yeah, I don't think I did. I didn't put it in there. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't put it in there, so I'll leave it at that. But I'll leave the story at that. But yeah, like I said, all that, a lot of this burst of emotions. A lot of emotions are packed in this book. Yeah, it's powerful. Like I said, the one lady bought it at the farmer's market, and now she's ordering 20 copies to give out as Christmas gifts. So that's got to tell you right there, it's powerful, right? So get you a copy. You know, you can get an autographed copy if you order it through my website, hairbedsthoughts.com, or you can download it on Amazon Kindle, or you can purchase it on Amazon as well. But it just won't be autographed. But feel free to reach out to me if you have leaving me any comments, you have any questions, anything, you know, just reach out to me. I'm here. But that's just been my little spiel today. And I just want to thank you all so much for tuning in, and you know, and you all have a wonderful day. And I will see you all soon. Bye bye. Okay. Just put a little poll question up there for when video is over. But again, thank you all so much for watching, and you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Yeah, I always reach with the wrong hand, right?